on to topic 3. The TSA. I mean, that's a whole. I mean, that is a whole ball of wax. That I mean, they're making 4-year-old children take off their leg braces and hobble through the things. They're making pilots go through the thing numerous times, and they're scared of the radiation, of course. And they're making the pilots go through it. And for the love of God, he's the pilot of the plane.
He can write it if he wants.
He's got that choice. So I doubt he's going to bring a gun and, you know. So anyway, go ahead. Tell me a little bit.
And I'll put my my blog, bluecart.com, where I've had a couple comments about that. But the entire TSA fiasco with the government deciding that, oh, you have a choice. You can either let us take a naked picture of you or let us sexually assault you. So you have an option. You don't have to get on the plane. You don't have to fly off, of course. You can always do that. But the government creates this atmosphere of fear. They manufacture fear. So they can say, you need us to protect you. You need to let us do these things to you. Otherwise, your plane is going to blow up and you're all going to die. And so what's the big deal if we fill up your fortune coma?
But, and something I try to tell people, and this is a little bit different than what a lot of people are arguing lately, is just there are people out there that are worried about a plane exploding. They're the people on the plane. There's a whole other group of people that are worried about a plane exploding, and that's the people that own those planes. And then there's a third group of people that worry about planes exploding, and that's insurance agencies. But the group of people that don't seem to have a clue or really care is the federal government, who really doesn't treat this the way they should, like a business. And TSA only had a 2-year a contract with the airports. Actually, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but after 2 years, the airports could opt out. They decided not to because American people are paying for this, and then they don't have to go around and tell people that they're the ones groping them. One of the things I say is, oh, the people can be groped. I mean, you can choose whether you want the invasive groping airline or whether you want the non-invasive groping airline, and your risks that go along with it or not go along with it. Those would be the choices that you have. I think that someone's going to come up with a much better way than this if we got the federal government out of it, because whenever the federal government's involved, you always come up with the worst way.
Yeah, and just to expand on that, you're right. The airlines have an incentive to keep their planes from blowing up, so they will do that. Yeah. We'll assume the government has the same incentive. I won't quibble with that. But what's the difference? The airlines also have an incentive to treat their passengers well. The government has no incentive to do that whatsoever. And when people stop flying because of the TSA, I think the airlines perhaps will jump back into it because they're going to realize they're losing revenue. So it'll be worth it to them to pay their own people to treat people politely and courteously and not go through these offensive procedures.
Right. And there is
a... Probably the government to allow them to do that, but where the money is, they'll have a better chance of succeeding.
I agree. And the other thing, though, I wrote a little thing on my Facebook page, a little note that just basically talks about not seeing the forest through the naked X-ray machine. And the point to this is that you start to wonder, if you state the why. I mean, why do these people? Why do we have to go through these X-ray machines? Oh, because someone might want to blow up the plane. Well, or someone might have a bomb on them. Well, then why would someone have a bomb on them? Well, because they might want to blow up a plane. Well, why would they want to blow up a plane? Well, they might want to blow up a plane because they're part of a terrorist organization. Well, why are they a part of a terrorist organization? And this is the part that gets all crazy, because right now all we address is the what. Person might have bomb. That's a what. We don't ever think, why do they have a bomb, or why would they try to blow up a plane, or what else could they try to blow up? There's, the point of this is that terrorists don't hate us because of our freedoms, and they don't hate us because of our religion. They hate us because of our foreign policy. They hate us because we're in their countries, taking their resources, installing puppet dictators. They hate us because we're putting democracy through the barrel of a gun, and the list goes on. But it's not because of our religions. It's not because we're free. It's just ridiculous, and we don't focus on that. But now we're all focused on this, and yeah, it's important because it's taking away our rights, but we should understand why our rights are being taken away. Our rights are being taken away because we have a horrible foreign policy. All right. Well,
I've discussed that before, and I don't go quite as far as you do on that. I definitely agree that our foreign policy creates an atmosphere where the terrorists use our presence to recruit and use it against us. Absolutely, we make some horrible foreign policy decisions that we need to be out of almost every place we are overseas. But I'm not going to excuse any terrorist behavior because of anything we've done. I mean, the Moors took over Europe, or took over a large part of it, before any Westerners came down there and started messing with their culture. So I think it's a little simplistic, in my opinion, to say we have done everything wrong, therefore a group of Muslims is attacking us because of the things we've done wrong. I think there's more to it than that.
Well, I agree. Well, let me put it this way. Let me try. I in no way excuse anything. I say for us to. My thing is to if we sit and look blindly and say, well, we have no part of this, and history started on September 11, 2001, and that day history started, and for some reason these guys were just mad. It's just not the case. And if we don't realistically look at what's going on in the world, there's no blame America. I blame our foreign policy. It's not the people. The people don't really know, in my opinion, how bad our foreign policy is. They don't realize that we've been installing people like the Shah of Iran. As soon as we realized that Iran wasn't going to freely give up its oil to British Petroleum, which I have to ask you, is America British Petroleum? We're not. As soon as that was established in 1953, well, then we put in a puppet dictator. And the guy we got rid of in 1953 was democratically elected. So, I mean, these are some huge things, and these people know that, and most Americans don't. And we don't. It's not a matter of whether I'm not putting that we are the only part of this, but there is a reason we're being attacked, and it's not because of religion. It's not because of freedom. I mean, we've been colonizing just the same way that the Muslims colonized to Spain in 700, the same way this occurred. We've been doing the same thing.